What's up everyone, and welcome back to You Draw, I Build, the series where you design the Horde base and I build it here in my survival world. Today's base comes from Kuroko Tamo over on the GNS Discord server. By the way, link in the description if you want to join up and submit your design. And how about the artwork on this one? This is incredibly well designed. Let's take a closer look. So let's have a look at the side profile right here. So over on this side, you've got the main base. Over on this side, you get a ramp to get the zombies up to the central fighting position right here. Down below, there's a whole pit filled with water, and the secret is that this little line right here is actually a 3x2 garage door, which we're going to put onto some kind of a mechanism so that we can drop the zombies down into the water pit below. But over here is the kicker. Here you see the upside down wedge 60 tip. This has been popularized by Jowoodle. It's basically an automated zombie system, so the zombies will always try to walk across the bridge over here, even if the bridge, i.e. the 3x2 garage door, is not there. So my job is to build that base. Your job is to leave a name suggestion for this base in the comments down below. So here we got the Pharaoh's Funnel, and over here we got the Temcan. Yeah, that's right. My vote for the name on this one actually won out in the voting competition, but I did want to shout out a couple of honorable mentions. First of all, Hold My Beer. Secondly, the Killer Cannoli, and I actually really like this one, the Chop Shop, and you paid it like a barber shop. How cool would that be? So don't forget to leave your name suggestion in the comments below and upvote the ones that you like. And if you are liking this video, make sure you leave it a like. Appreciate that. And let's get to the build. Okay, let's get to work. I'm gonna build this new base right in between the Pharaoh's Funnel, which we built a couple of weeks ago, and the Temcan base, which we built last time. By the way, you've got to check that video out. That base is insane if you want to rack up some kills and tons and tons of loot bags. Yeah, somewhere I was gonna try to build this kind of away from the bases because of heat generation and screamers, but you know what? I'm not particularly afraid of screamers. Bring it on. And we do, however, have a whole bunch of junk in the way here, so I'm gonna clear out a little bit of an area. This is quite a small base, so I don't predict we're gonna need a whole lot of resources or even a whole lot of time, which is actually kind of good because I'd like to get out and do some raiding this week. And now time for some measurements. So the back of the base is gonna be a 4x10 area, so I'm just gonna plug some shapes in here so we can get a sense of what that looks like. And that is followed by a 6-meter long pit, and it looks like a 6-meter long ramp after that. There you have it. Okay, so it's gonna be like a ramp going up this way, and then some fancy mechanisms for a pit here, followed by just like the proper base over here, the fighting position, and there's even some room for like crafting stations and storages. We'll see how much room there is when it's all built up. Okay, I'm gonna start here with the pit. This is probably the biggest part of the project, is just digging this down. The blueprint I think called for like up to 17 meters deep, so we'll aim for something between 15 and 20. Pretty light work, honestly. I just crafted this level 6 auger there yesterday, and I'm glad I did because it's shredding right through this stuff. Okay, that's 14 meters from ground level, plus we've got 4 meters that will be standing like in elevation due to the fighting position, and we'll have 1 layer for like a floor to the pit down here, so that's a total of 17 meters above the ground. Nice. There's the concrete floor installed, and now we're just gonna run up a concrete wall on all 4 sides, and then one of these sides, the one closest to the fighting position, is gonna be some kind of a ramp, and on the other side it'll be some kind of a ladder to get the zombies out of the pit. It's actually taking a lot more resources than I thought. I've almost burned through 500 cubes already. But that's okay. We have plenty of resources crafting at the base, and I already have maybe like 2,000 concrete shapes already prepared for this base build. Just digging out the foundation for what will become the main kind of base portion, and also the ramp to get the zombies up to the fighting level. But given the nature of this design and how this base is supposed to work, I think the majority of this could have just been cobblestone, if not wood for that matter. It's kind of designed to be like an AFK base. So the main base portion is designed to be 4 meters off the ground, so I'm just gonna make like a 4-meter tall rectangular box on this side, and on the other side a ramp leading up to that 4-meter level. So the zombies will walk up here. There will be a fancy drop system here. I suppose that's probably the next order of business, is to build that. And then over here, this will be the fighting level, but I do believe the fighting position overhangs just a little bit over the pit here. Living on the edge a little bit. And then back here would be your little crafting room. Okay, we've got a little bit of daylight left, but this is where things get technical, so it's gonna go a little bit slower. So we need to have the famous half cube upside down wedge 60 tip drop system here. And this is definitely something I need to build out of wood first, so I can kind of gauge how we're gonna do all the transitions from like, you know, this fancy drop wall to the regular wall and everything else. And so the way this works is you put this upside down wedge 60 tip here on the bottom. Like, you know, you might think that to get a zombie to slip off of this, you'd want to put it like this and they try to walk across and just slide down. That's not I think at some point that was how it worked, but how it works now is when you put them in this upside down configuration, the zombies will like butt up against the wall here and then just fall off. Like, so that's there as a sort of fail safe, so that the zombies are always moving and the zombies don't ever go into rage mode. But the primary mechanism is something that we have to build. Actually, I need to go craft one of those. We need, I think it's a 3x3 or maybe a 3x4, 3x5 garage door. I'll have to do some measurements and see what we need. But I need to replicate this wall on this side. Yeah, I'm gonna play around with the shapes though and see like how this is supposed to butt up to the fighting position right here. Oh man, this is... what did I say before in the last base build? It is kind of difficult sometimes to translate 2D into 3D. Something like this. Okay, we'll put it all together here in a little bit, but... So then this real estate here, how much space do we have? It is 1, 2, 3 by... Yeah, we want the 3x2 door actually. That 3x2 door will go right where those baluster shapes are. Right, and then we want this wall repeated on that side. So the zombies will come up and they'll probably want to path over the door here, but if we open the door, they'll use the drop mechanism. That's how it's supposed to go. Okay, let me get this all done and solidified overnight, and I'll get the electronic door crafting. We'll get a generator over here and we'll start doing some testing on this. There we go, it's morning and we've got the light back. Oh man, this place is really shaping up. Kind of looks like a Jawoodle base, if you ask me. It's like, it's his kind of patented drop style here with the wedge 60 tips. So yeah, I can roll with that. I like the look of it. So over here on this outside face, the design is calling for a plate facade on the outside. So I'm trying to use the plate facade caps so it kind of looks nice. But yeah, so what it says is that the cops can't see through this. So even though we have a very thin wall on the exterior, the cops shouldn't be shooting at us from outside. I was just trying to get sort of like a framework up so that I could put the rooftop on top of this. So here's what it looks like from outside, and I have the door ready to install. So let's just pick these up real quick. And so yeah, I've been testing, as far as I can tell on the blueprint here, this is like a hollowed out central portion of the ramp leading up to the top. So that's what this looks like in real life. So I think what we'll have is ladders coming up. Whoa! Yeah, ladders coming up out of the pit from bottom to top, and then they'll kind of go in between the ramps here and then circle back around and, you know, continue the loop. I also installed a ramp here all the way down. It's the 8-meter ramp, and then halfway down where the 8-meter ramp ends, the 6-meter ramp begins, so you can see a little bit of a bend in the ramp here, and I have no idea why that's there. Kind of a waste of shapes, I think, because there's a solid wall behind it, but hey, we just did some added security. That's what the blueprint called for, so I'm gonna roll with it. Yeah, okay, this is actually way harder to build, not like harder to build, but just more resources involved in building this than I originally anticipated. I thought this was a very simple design, and I think at its core, it is a simple design. I think you could do a lot of this building kind of and beefing up over time. You wouldn't have to do this all in one go. Okay though, let's see about getting this 3x2 garage door hooked up somehow in here. Aha, here we go. Just like on face rotate. Oop. Getting some pink outlines. I think that's okay. Let's just, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so the idea being that, oh, you know what we could do? Yeah, this could be hollowed out for the zombies to come up, but then at the top here, we'll just have some security gates going across like so. A little bit of a platform for them. So yeah, they're gonna run across here, and we're gonna be able to, ooh. Oh, I'm starting to see a problem here because zombies will be stuck over in here, won't they? Yeah, best I can tell though, that's kind of what the blueprint is calling for here, but in real life that is kind of not good. So if we needed to regulate the flow and drop zombies down, and like 8 or 10 of them were still stuck here, that would be bad. So in order to fix that, I think what you'd have to do is push these bars out one block space further. Yeah, okay, I thought this was a really cool design at first, but I don't think this is what we want here. I'm taking it off. Okay, with that gone, we've got some clear real estate to do further testing here. So I think what we do want is probably just, functionally, I feel like that's probably the best, although we do have a little bit of an open gap there. I don't think that would be an issue. It's a possibility. I'd like to shore that up if possible. Yeah, just framing out something of a door here. So this will be the door that goes back into the crafting room back this way. Suppose we can put the generator here, trigger plate there. Let's get this stocked up with engines, turn on, connect this to the door out here. Yeah, every time I stand on this, it'll drop the zombies down and give us a 10-second break to do repairs or whatever we need to do. And then even if the doors are down, so if the doors are up, the zombies will path across, get stuck on the bars. If the doors are down, the zombies will path along the edge and they'll do the drop down and they'll start recycling out of the pit. And the reason the pit is so deep is so that even when they land down there, they won't enter into destroy area mode. They'll just cycle back out and we won't suffer any collateral damage. Okay, next up then, I'm gonna pull this little safety net I put above here and I'm gonna make a ladder all the way to the top and we're gonna get some zombies and test this out. And I'm gonna make some slight modifications here. Yeah, let's instead go for wedge 60s instead of the 45-degree wedge that we had before. Perfect. Now we have plenty of room to get the zombies up out of there. Okay, it's time to get a volunteer. Let me see if I can find any more Joe Bros over here in this house. Yeah, I did find a rad. Yep, she's on her way. Let's see what she does. Up the ramp, onto the door. Oh, she's still trying to squeak around, but she's actually not swinging at anything, which is, kind of fascinating. So what happens now if I... Oh, she's getting stuck on that little lip there a little bit. Okay, so that is less than ideal. Because the reason we're gonna... Oh, she did drop down eventually. And there she goes, making her way back up. She hooks the corner. She comes back up the ramp, and here she is again. Sinful platypus. Whoop, okay, she's swinging now. Whoop, oh, careful there. And oh wow, I think Sinful Platypus just got implanted into the concrete down there, which is just an unfortunate side effect of having drop pits, I think. Oh, you know what this blueprint calls for? Is there for there to be water down at the bottom of the pit. So that might prevent that issue from happening. I don't even know if I can get water down there. I haven't tried to do that in ages. I need like a half shape that abuts against a plate shape. What would you even call that anyway? Oh, apparently you call it a cube half plate corner. Ah, oh, so that's, yeah, actually that's not gonna flush up perfectly with the half shape that I was using there, the half bar, but a full bar on this block plane should push them out just far enough so that they don't catch any lip and they should fall straight down. Okay, we're gonna have a test round number 2 here in a second when I get this symmetrical. Okay, Christopher Maples and Wags have joined us this time. Let's see what they do here. So they're gonna come up and they want to use the door for now. Let's drop them down and now see what they do. So in theory, yes, okay, they use the sort of the drop mechanism and they go straight down to the pit. So that's like the fail safe here. When we don't want the door up, they're just gonna fall straight down on loop. Okay, I do feel like that's about as good as it's gonna get here. So I am going to chop out the rest of this stuff and get it all replaced, and then we'll build up some kind of a proper fighting position here. All right, I've been playing around with some fighting position shapes, and I think I've settled on a system here. Let's go with a door trim square on the outside, and that flushes right up with the baluster rail on top and bottom. On the interior aspect, I'm gonna put this scaffolding ladder because this will block cop spit, and that should also flush right up with the dimensions of everything else. And then I was thinking about putting a wedge 60 plate in some configuration here. Is this gonna, oh, there we go, right? Just like that. And those kind of slide in just like that. Hey, that's kind of interesting. I like that. What about, no, we can't do anything else. So I think some cop spit is gonna wind up in here, but these are protecting my face, and the cops aim at your face when they shoot their spit, so hopefully we won't get too much in here. This ought to allow me to, yeah, repair through, and you know, I could probably I probably could replace the door if something like a demo went off and destroyed that door entirely. It'd be a little bit complicated though. But with the failsafe, the upside down wedge 60 tips, the zombies would still be flowing. We wouldn't have any like destroying zombies trying to destroy the entire base down here. Okay, so now, oh geez, we got a lot of work left to do. Basically, this entire base needs a layer of cladding with the plate facade. So for the rest of the day, that's what I'm going to work on doing. I still have plenty of shapes. I do question whether or not cops can see through this and shoot through this, because usually these very thin shapes, the cops just like completely ignore them basically. So I guess this will be our little experiment. There you go, morning once again, and yeah, I might have gotten a little carried away with the plates last night. Yeah, so we had some like continuity issues with the plate facade, kind of just like ending abruptly, and it didn't look quite right, so I went and put like the wedge 60 plates and the triangular plates everywhere, and then that doesn't quite look totally right either. I'm just gonna have to roll with it at this stage though. I did also, I carved a hole in the back here. There is like a gyrocopter landing pad that's supposed to go back here, but I'm not gonna build that. I'm just gonna leave that open, and I'll put a double door in there instead. I suppose this will just have to be like the way in and out of the base right here. And also gonna need a way up to the rooftop. How about this spot here? So I do have an SMG turret that's crafting. Unfortunately, that's not going to be centered, and that just irritates me, but plate traps wouldn't really be centered up either, would they? Unless we put like one row on this side and one row on this side. That's kind of tempting now that I said it out loud though. Get the blade traps. Definitely gonna be a little bit overkill up here with 12 blade traps to defend against probably the 12 birds that will attack during Horde Night, but it'll look pretty cool up here, I think. It's like a fancy hat for the top of our base, and it'll look cool on the thumbnail, I think, too. How about we try a spotlight there and there? See how much that does for us. Not gonna have any trouble seeing in here, that's for sure. And I'll put a couple more up here on top so that we can see what the zombies are doing outside. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. It's day 74, first thing in the morning here. So we have the whole day today and tomorrow to get this all painted up and just do basically minimal steel upgrades. I'm only gonna upgrade the front fighting position to steel, that's it. Oh, we have a test subject here, Mil-Nil. This will be our final test before the Horde. Okay, as expected, Mil-Nil comes up to the front. Starts trying to hit on the front pieces there, no problem. We can just drop him down. Mil-Nil lands at the bottom, and yeah, I'll have to take up that ladder right there. But anyway, he works his way up one way or the other, plenty of ladders to choose from, and back around to the front, where we shoot. Just gonna enclose these in a little bit, I think, just in case some spit comes flying through here. And before I get started with the painting, there's one more thing to do. We gotta fill that pit up with water, if that's even possible. Go find some water. Schrader Bob has some water over here. So I think all we really need to do, I have 2 buckets. I think you only need 1. Okay, grab the water. Grab another bucket. Ah, crap. I'm not liking how it's so flat on the back side. We need some sort of a slope or an angle to kind of balance the angles out from the front. Ah, shoot. Okay, I'll work on that tonight then. For now, let's get down into the pit here and see if I just empty my bucket out here. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of water. I see. Whoa. Well, these fill up fast. I don't remember it being that fast. And I think... Wait. What do you do here? Scoop. 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 You just keep scooping. Yep, scoop it up. Scoop it down. Scoop it up. Scoop it down. And this, theoretically... Isn't this supposed to fill up over time? Am I doing this wrong? I could have sworn there was like an infinite water glitch, but like I said, it's been like 3 or so alphas since I've played with water. Yeah, it's not working. I think I need more buckets. Yeah, because, okay, we only need this to be a couple meters deep. All right, I'll see what I can do. You know what I'm gonna do? Oh, yes. I'm gonna tunnel and drain all of this water into my pit. This is gonna be great. Okay, let's shoot for a depth of, it's pretty deep. Let's go for 4 meters. So that's gonna be, that's 3, 4. So we're gonna need to make a tunnel from this point here all the way over to where that lake is. Man, this is gonna be hilarious. I've never done something like this before, but I like this idea a lot better than the bucket idea. So here I go. I'm making my tunnel, and we're gonna drain that swamp all the way into our pit. Fill it right up. Okay, dang it, I just barely missed. And yeah, I might need to do a lot of digging here to get the majority of the water to flow over this way, because it's a lot deeper. Luckily, there doesn't seem to be any issue with using power tools underwater. That's great. Okay, here we go. I think we're ready to get things flowing here. I think maybe even a little bit has flowed in already. Let's just breach the dam here and get the water down into the tunnel. It's definitely flowing from here, but is it in the tunnel? Okay, it's definitely, it's working. It's gonna take a while for that to fill up, but I think eventually it will fill up to about the 4-meter height. Just a matter of time. There we go. By increasing the height of the tunnel, I was able to get the water to flow in here a lot better. I think now all you have to do is seal that up, and at least now no one can say that I didn't follow the design of the blueprint. We've got water in the pit. Quite the tunnel system. You can see it going all the way over from our pit to the river over there. It ain't looking pretty over there. I think the water is still kind of like rearranging around too. So the pit might fill up even more over time. I guess we'll see. We got a little over a day before the Horde. All right, time to... Yeah, I'm gonna start working on just some aesthetics over here on the back end, and we'll see what that looks like, and we'll get to work on painting. Okay, so that's what I came up with right there. I think that's actually balancing things out great. Looks pretty cool, if you ask me. Completely non-functional, though. That's okay. Sometimes you just gotta do things because they look cool. Okay, morning has arrived, and I finished up the steel upgrades. Just basically did everything out there on the fighting position, and that's it for steel. And on the inside here, I'm gonna set down SMG turret and shotgun turret. I feel like I finally have enough ammo to keep these stocked up, at least for part of the night. Just get those powered off this switch here, and that'll just help us kill more zombies, I hope. You know, now that I look at it. Oh, those should be on like a pedestal, shouldn't they? Yeah, because they're gonna aim towards the head of a zombie, so I don't want them like shooting up and hitting this plate here inadvertently. I'm gonna get these propped up on something. Good enough. Now for the fun part. We gotta paint this monstrosity. Oh, it's gonna look so bad because it's got these like ridged facade plates and then the flat plates. Yeah, I knew that wasn't gonna look very good, but I'll do the best I can here. What do we think of that right there? It's kind of like a channel theme color. Black, red, and white, kind of just alternating stripes all the way down. Oh boy, this is gonna look interesting. So there it is. You know what? It reminds me of those, like, you know how for a while they were painting battleships like this with like weird tiger stripes and stuff? It was some kind of like a weird naval camouflage thing. That's what it kind of reminds me of. This is actually not half bad. Ugh, but I'm not even halfway done. I still gotta do this whole side over here. As for the rest, I'm not gonna get too fancy with things. How about just a little bit of this and a little bit of that? A little bit of this, maybe? Some paint up on the roof here. Splash some on the interior. Go get some more paint. And with that there, I think we're pretty much done. Good enough anyway. Okay, so final little test here. We'll be fighting up here. Fighting, shooting, melee, whatever we need to do. And if it gets too hot, we drop the zombies down into the pit below, where they will still continue to cycle around, hopefully not doing any damage to the bottom of the pit, because we're not throwing anything down there, no explosives, we're not going to shoot down there, nothing. And then they will continue cycling back around up the ramp to the fighting position where the cycle continues. That is a done deal. Now, make sure you're leaving your name suggestions here, because I feel like this is a pretty wild looking base, and I know that you guys are going to be creative, more creative than I could be in coming up with a name for this one. So I suppose it is it's about 1500 right now. I think what I'll have to do at this point is just start getting ready, start getting all my ammunition and stuff together for the night. We're going to be doing a lot of shooting, I think. So let me get all packed up, and I'll meet you over here a little bit closer to Horde Night. All right, we got about 20 minutes before the Horde arrives. I think it's time to start spinning everything up. Let's get blade traps on the rooftop and SMG shotgun turret on up front. And that puts us at 293. Okay, so we just barely have everything running. Is everything running? Everything looks good up here, I think. Okay, well, seal the hatch and seal the back door. Seal the... Oh, I think this would be plenty of room for all your crafting stations. What do you got here? Chem station there, workbench, forge, couple cement mixers. Yeah, you can fit a whole bunch of stuff in here. Storage is up on the rooftop. I mean, I don't think it's in any danger, particularly. This is a very sturdy, solid, and safe base.
Solid and safe base.
But let's put that to the test, shall we? Here they come. Day 75 Horde here at level 89. And, okay, I'm seeing some bad behavior here already. They're trying to break in through this side piece here. I don't know if they could do that. Oh, I hit the thing and dropped him off. Okay, that's fine. Whoop. Yeah, that's going to be another issue. Luckily, we've got that scaffolding ladder up front, so they can't really spit through it. Oh, and I kind of wish that middle was open. I kind of thought that they would come on either side, but some of them are in the middle, and they're kind of hard to hit. Well, I suppose it's just time to go over to the guns. What do you say? Yeah, it gets very tight in here very quickly, so occasionally you're just gonna drop them off, let them go take a swim. And then from the water, they just climb their way right back out. I don't think, we'll have to see if they do any damage down there over the course of the night. We got a demo up here, and hopefully that's not gonna cause me too many issues. Okay, go take a swim, guys. I need a break here. I've broken one gun already. Yeah, I've got the Scar Heavy here with the silencer, and then I've got my new sniper rifle here, but this, that one mag dump that I did, we got a screamer here for some reason. That one mag dump I did broke my rifle. So yeah, that sniper rifle is meant for pop shots, not for mag dumps. Yeah, definitely we could use some traps up here. What do you think? Oh my god, go away, go away. Kind of scary up here. Yeah, we definitely could have built in some electric fences and maybe even some blade traps in the corridor here. That would have been great. And I am getting spit at from the ladder. Okay. Oh, I kind of like this. I kind of like being able to shoot down there. I've got bigger things to worry about up front here, though, don't I? All right. Go away for a second. See if I can get that demo. Nope, he's going to go down to the pit below. Here's the demo man back. Yep. Go ahead straight down there, buddy. And as you can see, whoop, get that cop for a second. As you can see, when the door is open, they still try to path along the side. It doesn't interrupt their pathing. It just kind of shifts them, whoop, to the perimeter a little bit. Okay. Look at repairs for a second. I did bring stuff to repair electronics and everything else. Uh-oh. Cop explosion and a demo. Okay, that's why we got solid steel out here. Just take a break for a second. Oh, this is cool. This is kind of fun. I like this. It's a little, it's not as not as safe as the Temcan next door. Luckily, we can run over back to the Temcan if we have to. Okay, now that I'm a little bit more comfortable, go back over to the melee just a little bit here. The spear, the halberd here or whatever, should be doing a lot of damage. Oh, I'm having a hard time hitting the blocks on the side. I needed a fighting window here that's a little bit more open, that gives me some more range laterally, pretty much, is I guess how I would describe it. All right, go back down. Yeah, and that's continuing to be a problem. Cops spitting up toward me from the ladder. Yep. Oh boy, I didn't actually bring another door with me, so hopefully that door is not in too bad a shape. Where'd that guy even blow up? I don't see a whole lot of damage. I guess just the, yeah, I don't know where that happened. Everything's all good up here though, and the door seems to be fully repaired now. Oh my god, again, with the demos. I think I dumped him off just in time. He blew up somewhere down below. Oh my god, we got dire wolves here now. Okay, try not to get hit by that guy. He could probably half kill me, break my leg or something in the process. That's where you want to use the guns, I think. There we go. I think. Watch that demo. Oh my god, this is crazy. Ah, go away, go away. It actually works out perfectly. Once we get like more screamers are here, 10 or 15 zombies up here, you just dump them down below and it gives you a good 30 seconds, I would say, of a break before they all of them work their way up out of the ladder and back up here. That dire wolf actually might still be in the pit below. I'm not sure. All right, send them all down just as they're blowing up. Kind of hard to see down there, but there are some loot bags that are kind of in the pit down below. In a second here, I'm going to dump a whole bunch down there and just see what happens. All right, got a whole charge of them up here. Dump them down. They don't seem to really ragdoll once they hit down there, so I think that's preventing them from going into any sort of destroy area mode. So everything down there should be nice and safe, apart from the random air burst cops and demos on the way down. Okay, wow, we're out of ammo here on the SMG turret already. Load it back up! What happened? Oh my god, no! They're inside! That's okay, it's okay. We're just gonna change this to like 5 minutes. Open that up, let them cycle a little bit. geez, just leave that stuff there for a second. I need to... Oh, I didn't bring any shapes with me, did I? That was an... Okay, concrete block, I can craft one. In a way, this is specifically what this base was designed for. We can kind of just turn off the zombie flow and conduct repairs here in case of an emergency. Yep, just get that Spider-Man out of there, please. And... Oh, your stupid carcass is in the way. Get out of here. Okay, I've chopped him down. There we go. And then replace that with steel. And yep, we'll just have to make sure that we're doing repairs a little bit more often here. And then I can come back over here and just say back to 5 seconds. Should be good. All right, we're good to go. All right, give me that loot, I guess. And we're back at it. More zombies are inside, though. Immediately. They're getting squished in. There's too many zombies here. Yeah, I guess... It ain't a perfect design, is it? I would like a means for them to kind of fall off the side, because you know when they all pile up here? Yeah, like this, when they're all up here, none of them are falling down. They're not able to fit through the gap on the side. See, look at that. They're just all kind of stuck up here. None of them are really squishing their... Well, some of them are squishing through, but not really reliably. You got to manually dump them off like that, or else it gets really overwhelming. Look, there's so many here that they're smushing themselves into the cement of the roof. Jeez, considerable damage is just being done everywhere. Everything's still good over here? Yeah, this little spotlight container appears to have worked pretty well. Turrets are still good. Yep, they like trying to carve in through the side here, don't they? You would solve that by making this base a little bit wider, I think, so that that gap over there was a little bit bigger. Instead of being a ½ meter wide, it would be a full meter wide, or a 1.5 meters wide, in fact. And then the zombies would just kind of push each other off the side. Oh my goodness, get out of here. Otherwise, man, this is actually kind of a fun base. It's more high stakes than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be easy peasy, but no, you've got to be on top of things up front here. That, or you just have to drop the doors down so they can't get across, and you have to do it often too. Oh, finally, we got some birds straight into the blade traps, man. I was wondering, I was like, did I put all 12 blade traps up there for no good reason? And no, we finally got some birds to test that out on. Oh, you know what? I'm just realizing what one of the big issues with this base is, and it is that the zombies are seeing this as the weakest link. They're seeing this as, oh, I need to break 1 block to get to the player, whereas here, it's like 1, 2, 3 blocks to get to the player. So most of them are trying to go around the path of most resistance, which is here in the middle. So I'm not sure how you'd shore that up. I guess you just have to, I don't know, play with the shapes a little bit more. Goodbye. Ow, we're all out of ammo here. I've got a little bit more shotgun ammunition. I'm crafting a whole bunch more. I finally got some paper. I scrapped all of my money for it. And that's the rest of the 9mm right there. One last hurrah here for the remainder of the night. Remarkably though, when that happens, the door out there isn't taking a whole lot of damage. I think most of the zombies are absorbing the damage for me. Thank you guys so much. Oh, that did some damage right there. Some of the concrete roof shapes came crashing down. Goodbye. Okay, it's morning, which means we gotta be a little bit careful with the heat, or else we're gonna be here all day. Start dropping them off, and I'm gonna get these turrets shut off, and then we'll just kind of clean up the rest with melee. See, this is what I was more expecting right here. It's just easy melee damage, but the thing is, there's too many of them that get here too quickly. Definitely an intriguing style of base, though. I'm very happy with how this turned out. It's just different from my expectations, I suppose. But that's why we do these things. Yeah, definitely needs just a little bit of refinement, if you ask me. That is it. Okay, spin everything down. Let my eardrums recover a little bit, and let's start looting up. Just gotta get my mobile loot storage wagon over here. Aw, we did have a dog that's stuck down here. Oh, yeah, they can't get out, but it doesn't look like they did any real damage down here. And we didn't get that many loot bags, it looks like. Couple of demo loot bags here. Yeah, I'd say about 25 loot bags or so in total. Oh, we did lose 1 block down here. So we lost, what's that? A little bit of rubble. We lost 1 block down here, and we lost 1 at the fighting position, which we replaced, and we lost 2 ceiling blocks here, and that was pretty much it. And I don't think you can ask for a whole lot more out of a horde base when you're fighting this late of a game stage horde with demos, cops, and birds, and all kinds of rads. That's not too bad. Well, there you have it. Probably my favorite base that we've done so far. aesthetically, I love the look of this one. It's pretty cool. Functionally, though, I think I prefer the Tem-Can the best there on the end, the far left. But I still love the Pharaoh's Funnel, especially as a home base over here. And an honorable mention goes to the Bedrock Bender Blaze, which sits alone in the snow biome. All the rest of the future bases will be built over here in the desert in the row. Yeah, that's what we should call this, the Horde Base Row. All of our future Horde bases will be built right over here in the shadow of the Pharaoh's Funnel. And so to that end, thank you very much for joining me on this base build here, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Hey, how's it going, everyone? And just first and foremost, I gotta say thank you. The videos lately, especially the Tem-Can base, man, that video did really well for me. So as most of you know, I'm kind of like a full-time YouTuber. So when videos do well, when the channel's doing well, when the viewers seem to be like engaged and happy, that rubs off on me a little bit. So I've been in a good mood lately. I've been feeling good, and I'm grateful to have such a good audience. We couldn't do this series without such a good group of followers like you all, because I have to have someone to design bases for me. Speaking of that, it's not too late. There are probably 20 or so that are just sitting in Discord waiting to be built, but that doesn't mean that someone can't post one tomorrow and I like immediately shift gears into that one. I'm kind of just picking whatever one I kind of feel like building that day and just rolling with it. So anyway, yeah, appreciate all the support and the love on the series here. Thank you for the comments and the likes, and all the interaction on Discord has been great as well. A shout out especially to my supporters over here, and to you as well for watching through to the end of this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.